Welcome back to Azran Legacy. So yeah, now that we've figured out that the museum is full of fake shit, let's continue. Incidentally, Herschel, is this... yeah, I don't believe we have introduced ourselves yet. Go on.
Ah, of course. You've never met in person, have you? Mr. Triton, this is Pretentious Dick, Sycamore.
My apologies for not introducing myself. I am Desmond Sycamore.
Clark Triton, it is an honor to finally meet you, Professor Sycamore. I must admit, these are rather strange circumstances.
When are we not?
No matter. As an archaeologist, I am as eager as you are to see this thief and mandrel brought to justice.
Yes, we'll help however we can, Clark. Do you know anything about the other stolen artifacts, by the way?
Solve the puzzle. As a matter of fact, yes, I have here a complete case report from Scotland Yard. So yeah, like in Miracle Mask, we have to do some
story-related puzzles.
Answer the riddle!
Basically, yeah. Let's see, all 5 artifacts were found on different dates, but always deeper than anything previously found in the area. The artifacts were all gifted by different donors, and they were all certified genuine at the time they were received.
Professor Light Crusader. They were all very deep underground, so extremely ancient. Perhaps there was difficulty in assigning their origin?
Yes, that is correct. None of the artifacts belong to any civilization known to have inhabited the area in which they were found.
Professor, do you think...
Why yes, Professor, I do think. Yes, it appears highly likely that all these artifacts were of Azran origin.
Well, look at...
I think that's a first.
Well, look at the...
Don't discount the possibility. Remember what happened in the
Swan Princess. Yeah,
War.
okay. So who stole the Azran artifacts? Targent, Sycamore, or Descalay?
It would have been funny if you say Descalay or Sycamore. Those responses are funny.
Of course.
It must have been Targent.
I'm actually going to later get one wrong on purpose, but not this one. This one is too obvious.
I agree, and they are certainly capable of such thefts. Oh yeah, but I just love the responses when you pick the others.
Sure. Targent. Well, look at the bright side of it. At least Sycamore thinks, which is more than we can say for Eric. As Laura Bailey put it very well. Derek, do you think? And he doesn't reply, so I guess I can just say, yeah, he doesn't. And
I was looking forward to the next movie of that series, because it'll be around by the time
at this
die,
point, I can't speak for Teo, but at this point I'm in way too deep. I have to watch it. I'm in way too deep. Still, that doesn't explain how they did it. After the first incident, the police tightened the security on this place tenfold.
Inside job!
It's like Arkham Asylum, it never works. So.
All information about the museum was on a need-to-know basis.
Turned out to be an inside job.
And they took particular care with the guard routes and timetables.
Maybe the Joker's the one behind all this.
Actually, I was about to ask before, Joel, I forgot. What is the, the cover name that Joker uses when he needs to do, like, fake donation to plant the seeds for something?
He has a variety of
Arkham Asylum, the Arkham Asylum video game drops one specifically, but whatever, it's not important.
I think I may have come to the same sorry conclusion. The multiple thefts prove it.
Indeed. Prove what? Please explain.
Your mom.
I can.
Thank you, Herschel. My mom is dead, thank you.
Very well. Are you sure? How does it pass the guards?
This is funnier in context.
So, how did the culprit get past the guards?
They worked for Scotland Yard.
So they robbed Scotland Yard, they worked for Scotland Yard, or the guard rota was leaked? Let's see.
The guard rota was leaked.
By
Go on.
Scotland Yard.
Too many people knew the guard rotas. The information must have been leaked to the criminal.
That would be something that Scotland Yard eventually became.
That can't be, Herschel. I've spoken to the police. The information was limited to a select few at Scotland Yard. No one else.
Well, of course they'd say that. They don't want to come off as incompetent, do they?
Alright. So I guess if that's not it, then it would be they work for Scotland Yard.
Of course.
Well then, the culprit must be inside Scotland Yard. I don't see any other possibility, except that one I mentioned earlier. If only the police know about the guard rota, the culprit must be one of them.
Yeah,
Yes, that was my conclusion as well.
goodness. If that's the case, well, all bets are off.
Yeah, we're kind
The
of
game
fucked,
is
so.
rigged from the start, I'm afraid. Something else bothers me, though. That broken artifact. Where did the fake pieces come from? And could it be that all the recovered artifacts are fake?
Possibly.
Your museum is a fake.
Dr. Triton, how difficult would it be to create copies that could fool the experts here at the museum?
Very difficult. It's not just a question of time and money. You'd need archaeological expertise, gifted craftsmen.
All things that Targent have at hand, I'm afraid.
Yep.
Yeah, what don't they have?
We're gonna learn this way later, but their boss is
Morality.
actually a long experienced archaeologist himself. So
Morality, that's what they don't have. What they didn't have was a way to return the fake artifacts to the museum without arousing suspicion. Unless...
how could Targent plant the fakes? They were always fake, there are no fakes, or they used the investigation. What do you think?
It's pretty easy.
They're always fake.
They used the investigation.
Of course!
Yeah.
The policeman outside didn't seem to know much about the recovery of the artifacts. What if the police investigation was a sham?
It is possible.
The perfect way.
Make a show of
Crime.
conducting an investigation while the fakes are being made, then simply recover the artifacts once they're ready.
Sounds plausible. That might actually work if the culprit was indeed part of the police, as you suggested.
This rabbit hole just keeps getting deeper, doesn't it? I think I am beginning to see the scope of it. No simple constable could have the power to accomplish this, though. It would have to be someone pretty high up.
No, the perpetrator must hold a position of influence. I believe Targent is a mole within the upper ranks of the police.
Puzzle solved. Also,
Does it really, though?
also, the sprite of the puzzle solved is Layton's original, the puzzle-winning sprite from Kira's village. Surely not. To think they could have infiltrated our institutions to that extent. Targent's power must be great indeed.
Ark, not for nothing, Descalate pretty much manipulated you while you were the mayor, Miss Towery, so it's very possible. You alright there, Dr. Triton? Have you discovered anything amiss?
You.
No, all is well, Constable. Thank you. I would like to continue examining these artifacts, though, if you don't mind.
Please, Doctor. They're all yours, so to speak. I'm still searching the museum for clues. Give us a shout if you need anything. That'll be all for now.
Yes, thank you.
Cheerio. That was very prudent of you. I like it.
Well, if there really is a mole within the police, we can't risk them finding out what we know, can we?
But yeah,
So
these
we'll
also...
do this vigilante style.
Yeah, you have to basic again. It touches the subject of police corruption in London, and spoiler alert: by the time of Layton Brothers, things have not gone that much better.
Yep.
I think our best course of action is to go directly to Scotland Yard.
Like,
Didn't we just come back from
for
there?
different reasons, but yeah.
Yes, we must identify the mole as soon as possible without alerting them first. Let's take the bus straight there. We're relying on the bus for this.
Shit.
Yes, I realize the ironic humor in that regard, but hopefully our public transportation system will not let us down.
Hooray.
Seriously, who's snoozing inside of that statue?
Be faster just running there, like we're doing now.
Be sure to practice social distancing on the bus.
Alright,
None of us are wearing masks.
to Scotland Yard.
Shit.
Well, you can still distance with or without a mask.
Okay.
Good day, citizens. I'm afraid the station is on high alert at the moment, and we can only address urgent matters.
Wow.
It was
Well,
you!
what does urgent matters even entail, then? I'll have to assess the importance of your visit based on the number of puzzles you've solved so far.
Yeah.
You've solved only one puzzle and your house has been robbed and your husband murdered. Sorry, we cannot help you. This is how the system works.
How horrific.
It seems you fulfill our requirement. 25 puzzles are not solved. Please go on in. Oh, sorry, ma'am. I know that your bank account has been stolen, but you only solved 4 puzzles. Go solve some more and then we can help you. What's this, sir?
What's that?
Yes?
You've been... Your husband's been murdered? Well, sorry, you've only solved 24 puzzles. Solve one more, now piss off.
Your tax pounds at work.
Ah, Inspector Grosky. How fortuitous it is to find you here. Seriously, that bloody guard on the door, what the fuck?
Ah, Layton, hoping to introduce someone to the strong arm of the law, are you?
Well, not to you. You enforce that stupid puzzle policy on the door. What if a serious crime has been committed?
Actually, I do not.
Actually, there is a matter I'd like to discuss with you.
Maybe Bloom set that up just to slow us down.
I was wondering if you knew who was in charge of investigating the thefts at the museum. I mean, he could have made a ridiculously high number, like, but if you haven't solved 10,000 puzzles...
I think Bloom...
that would have been just a little too
I think
suspicious.
Bloom supervised those himself. Aha!
Oh, did he now?
Did he now?
Oh, he'll be able to help us then, in more ways than one.
Luke, about that. I presume Detective Bloom was also the one who returned the recovered artifacts to the museum.
Naturally, he's a real archaeology buff, so he took a personal interest in the case. He was really chuffed to get the things back.
He's a fraud. He can't even...
Sure he was.
He's a fraud. He can't
He
even
knew
spell
what they were
archaeology.
right away. Didn't even need to get any tests done.
He's a fraud. I'll bet you he can't even spell archaeology.
Though he likes archaeology as well as solving crimes. Sounds like you, Professor.
Yeah, Herschel is like, wow, these people are really dumb. But
Pardon me, Inspector. I have one last question.
Ask away.
How
that
long do you
seem
think your
sus-
job's going to last?
Well, up until the end of this game, because I got promoted.
Who was promoted?
Yes.
Who had access to the artifacts between the time they were found and then when they returned to the museum?
Ha! You think Bloom would trust these clumsy oafs with such fragile objects? Nobody else got near them.
Oh, ho, ho.
Now, Layton, spit it out. Do you know something about the museum vets? So yeah,
again,
We
Scotland Yard is
are...
so ineffective that it takes a civilian with a minimal brain power to do that.
I do, Inspector, and I have to thank you. You've just helped us identify the perpetrator.
What?
Priceless.
Think about it, Luke. Remember all we have learned today.
These are the important clues. Hey, everybody. Professor Layton just solved the mystery. Did you solve it too?
Where's my spotlight?
Here are the important points.
Where's my spotlight then?
Of course, Layton. I'm afraid you've lost me. But I suppose you and Blue... Well, actually, I think it would be Luke who would be doing the spotlight fourth wall breaking thing.
But I'm the main character. I want it.
Oh, look, he's even got his hands clasped like
He's
anime
doing-
villains do.
No, he's doing the Gendo Ikari pose.
Like I said, anime villains.
Yeah, basically.
Clasp your hands if you deceive.
Detective Bloom, are you familiar with an organization named Targent?
I know of it. Go on, please.
They seem pretty sus.
I have reason to believe that Targent are the ones responsible for the recent thefts at the museum.
Oh, very impressive, Layton. If you have deduced that much, I suppose there is no reason to be coy. As a matter of fact, I also suspect Targent is in this case. But as yet, I've had no success finding them where the origin fled to. They're a slippery lot.
So you have not considered looking for the criminal inside Scotland Yard?
What? One of our own? That's absurd, Professor.
Also, I'm pretty sure there's an internal affair division.
I'm sorry, I expected a lead, not ludicrous conjecture. If you'll excuse me, I must return to work.
Wow, not
But you-
even
I don't know.
trying.
Not
Hear me
suspicious.
out.
Not suspicious at all.
I don't know, Professor. He
Actually,
seems pretty
stage right.
sussy.
This is no mere conjecture, Detective. I am confident that I've positively identified the criminal in question.
Well, in that case, I'm all ears. Please elaborate.
The the thief stole the artifacts and replaced them with fakes. He manipulated police information and disrupted the investigation. It must therefore have been someone in a position of power within the police who has been working undercover for Targent for some time. And that person is you.
He did the thing.
Yeah, and here's where some minor bells started ringing, because the way it was built in Miracle Mask, I thought Bloom was gonna last a bit more before being identified, and not even this easily.
Inspector, I assure you, I wouldn't make such an accusation without solid proof.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, Teo, he's only one pawn of Targent. He's not really the important big villain.
True,
so.
but I don't know. It feels like, again, the setting out for Miracle Mask was gonna be at least at the 2/3 mark, not at the 1/3.
I think I get what Tio means. It's kind of weird to set up Bloom, who
I'm trying
looked
to
like
think
he
of a
was
good
going to be a
analogy, but
major
continue
player.
with the dialogue in the meantime.
You were in charge of the art theft case.
I actually do know a good analogy. It's like with Baron von Strucker. Hyped him up at the end, he kind of gets dealt with relatively close to the beginning.
museum
But the
security,
next thing.
You did shit. One of them was yourself, of course.
Yes, obviously. I was the one who gave out all the guard instructions. Evidently, my measures were not enough. The thief was able to steal more items. Poor judgment on my part, I'll admit.
Yes, there were in fact several thefts in all, yet you managed to recover every single one of the stolen artifacts.
How
Oh my
convenient.
god, it's a stolen turnabout.
That is quite remarkable, I must say.
Yeah, look at me, he's a bit more charismatic than this guy.
Naturally, I was shamed by my
yeah.
failure to protect the items. After that, I poured every available resource into finding them.
I see. And may I ask what you did with the artifacts after they were found, before you returned them to
I
the museum?
smashed them.
I kept them where they were to be safe. What of it?
In that case, I can only come to one conclusion. That you are the thief. Nobody else would have been able to replace the real artifacts with fake ones.
And that is your proof that I am the criminal? Phew, I was worried there for a moment.
Worried about what?
That reasoning will never hold up to any kind of examination.
Present evidence.
Just because I was the one in charge of the guarding those arts doesn't mean that they were in my sight the whole time.
For all we know, someone could have snuck in.
In fact, there would have been
Or
plenty of
planned it,
opportunities for
using
other
it.
officers to make the switch.
Like, desperately could have, camouflage as one of them.
Thank you, Detective Blue.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
What you just said confirms everything. Tell me, how did you know that the artifacts had been replaced with fakes?
Haha, yeah, we never told you that. So...
I love those kind of tricks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like in Curious Village, where they do the Amelie's Cakes thing.
The fact that some of the recovered items were fake was only established an hour ago by myself and a few others.
Shit.
Emmy, Luke, you can bear witness. What did that constable in the museum tell us about the stolen artifacts?
Again, this also contributes. Like, I thought this guy was smarter in covering his tracks, but apparently no. Like,
It's not just that, but more on that later.
Yeah, he certainly didn't say anything about them being fake.
Yeah, so unless Bloom was somehow psychic and heard it from a mile away,
Yeah.
yeah.
you got some explaining to do, you sussy baka.
Exactly. We were the only people to know about the fake artifacts. So please explain, when did you find out about it, Detective Blue? Or should I say,
Don Paulo?
not Detective
We're
Blue?
better there from that.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Layton? You said yourself just now. You've accused me on the basis that only I had the chance to replace the artifacts with fake ones.
Attached to the escalator.
Wouldn't
Like,
that be a surprise?
I don't think Layton knows if. Well, okay, no, the
yes.
has confirmed to Layton that
You're quite right.
Esco and Targent hate
However,
each other.
It's your reaction to that which I found quite puzzling.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
the detective in charge of this case.
when it
This is
comes-
a crucial piece of new information. Should you have been surprised, horrified even, to hear that the precious articles you had recovered were fake?
We know that we the audience know that Descalé is again as targeted as enemies thanks to that cutscene from Miracle Mask, but Layton himself, Layton himself didn't see that. That was just us who saw it.
Oh, well, in that case,
because you knew perfectly well the artifacts.
Layton has no reason to actually, believe that Descalé wouldn't work for Targent, though.
Well, but
because you orchestrated the swap in the first place.
I don't think that's. I mean, Descalé is not really the topic right now, so I don't know why you're bringing that up.
Well, more in a sense of Descalé will camouflage as Bloom in order to plant evidence.
Oh, that. Well, that's not what Layton is saying, though. Go on. Then you admit it. You're a Targent mole. I think I better say no more.
You're gonna wait till your lawyer comes about?
I am entitled to a phone call. Detective Leonard Bloom. I am arresting you on suspicion of theft, forgery, and... Oh, that's it, Leonard Bloom. I forgot about this. Leonard Bloom, that's it. Okay, never mind.
So I don't know what they were thinking in my country. Well, do we know what the Japanese...
They could. Well, Italy has Leonardo, so they could have used that.
No. I wanna wonder. Like, I'm checking if the Japanese name is the same as the English one or not.
Go ahead. Probably not. Because usually most of the characters actually have different names in the Japanese original script.
Mystery solved.
Indeed. A corrupt police officer must have been claiming to recover the stolen artifacts while actually replacing them with fakes and making away with the real ones. The only officer in a position to pull off such a crime was Leonard Bloom himself.
Detective Bloom executed his operation flawlessly, but a tiny lapse in concentration allowed me to prove his guilt.
So I've checked the wiki, and it seems like it's only in the Italian version where he's called Leonard Bloom, but is later called Ralph Bloom.
Go ahead, Joe.
Bloom? That upstart? He was a mole?
Yes, Chief. He all but admitted it.
Oh, but he did admit it.
I knew there was something off about him. Well, good work, Grosky. I'll take it from here.
Plot twist, Carmichael is also a Targent
Yes, Chief.
mole.
Thank you. And this is basically the case that will get him promoted, basically.
He gets Bloom's old job.
I suppose that man is Inspector Grosky's superior.
Why are we still here?
Just a soccer.
Wow, I've never seen Grorsky stand to attention like that.
That's the first thing you noticed, eh?
Well, remember, Emmy has a lot more history with Grosky than you do, Professor, because they've done a lot of stuff in between years.
And he tried to arrest her, too.
Well, yeah, that's how they first met.
I'm glad that Scotland Yard is not wholly corrupt.
Just mostly corrupt.
It makes me feel so much better.
There's a bit...
I hate this police. It's so corrupt. They kidnap my artifacts.
We'll make do with what we can.
I hate the politicians. They killed my wife.
Neil Breen
Yes.
doing a Layton plot.
As long as they're like
No.
here, the safety of London is assured.
This will be Neil Breen as Herschel Layton. Every puzzle has an answer.
So much of it in the future, he will have to plant his son in the
When are
place,
we getting that
just to be
cinematic
sure.
universe, by the way?
Eventually, she's right.
One case closed, perhaps.
Emmy, do you recall what the main goal of our current investigation is?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it was
kind of
building
got
a detour
sidetracked, didn't we?
No, I was clothes shopping.
and getting a cat.
Alright, we were about to set off around the world looking for the 5 Azran eggs, weren't we?
Indeed, we were.
Yes, and we haven't even started that part yet.
Wow, Detective Bloom really is kind of the precursor to stuff when you get down to it. God damn. Quite. That's not dilly-dally any longer. It is time to follow the trail that the Azran have left for us.
Right. Back to Arodon.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da.
Also, yeah, I checked. The Japanese name is Ronaldo, so it will be Leonard legit, but hold on.
Jova, you Swift, Jova.
Bloom is out. His cover has been blown.
Is this Layton's work? In hindsight, I probably should pick a better mole.
Yes. Shall I deal with him, sir?
Maybe this guy with the big nose. I don't know.
Did you shoot him?
No, do not interfere. Now they have Bloom, they'll think they won. They will let their guard down. This is going still according to plan, absolutely.
Well, it's not so much that. It's more so that he's trying to
Nothing
put-
will stand in
yeah
the
put
way
put
of
his
our
business
plans.
things. He does make a good point.
I still need them. There is still so much they can do.
Typical villain plan. I'm just going to let the good guys do everything for me, and then I'll steal it from them at the end. So
Yes, sir. Then I will assign the assassins to other tasks now, like
They were
perhaps we...
considering killing Layton.
well,
Although,
well, they
sir,
are the
with
bad
all due
guys.
respect, what should we do
Maniacal
with...
laugh.
Maniacal laugh.
With all due respect, sir, what should we do if Bloom blabs about us?
I still can't believe we're going around the world in 80 days. It's so exciting.
It will be a very lengthy and tiring journey, not to mention dangerous. I do wonder if it's advisable to take you with us.
Layton, at
You
this
only
point,
ask that now after everything you have taken me on? Don't even think about it,
even for the context
Professor.
of the prequel series, come on, Professor.
I'm going with you whether you like it or not.
I
I've
appreciate
already
the
risked my
concern,
life
but,
so many times.
It's unfounded.
Is that the way it is? Very well then. The Bostonius
then.
awaits.
Oh,
Well,
that's
I
Okay,
simply
then.
don't care about the danger now.
What's this?
That's me and you, Jova.
Wait!
Herschel.
Herschel!
Oh, the parents
Is
of
that-
Luke, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the parents of
Ro-
Ursula.
Oh my god!
Roland and
It's your
Lucille.
mom!
Roland and Lucille. I'm Lucille and you are Roland, Jova.
Oh, it actually is his mom.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Where are the fuck are Layton's
Hi,
parents?
guys.
Here. Herschel, I'm so glad we caught you.
Man, you haven't aged in all this time.
I know, right?
They have a good skincare routine, I guess.
Mum? Dad? What are you doing here? Because in Britain we
Because
don't
of
call them...
mine, Pa.
In Britain we don't call people that.
We heard you were settling on a grand trip around the world, and you never breathed a word of it. You don't tell us anything these days, son.
Yes, we rushed over here right
Listen,
away.
Dad.
We were lucky with the buzzes, thank goodness.
Also, what do you mean you don't say Ma and Pa over there?
We just don't.
We
Not
don't.
in that way, Joe, I guess.
Honestly though, you could have given us a ring before you left. You never call us anymore, Hershey.
Which is weird,
You're
because
wearing
this
a
is-
ring.
Go on.
It's weird because this is the British version, so...
Come on, Mum. You know I travel for work from time to time.
You wait till you have children, Herschel Layton. You never stop worrying about them, not even when they're all grown up.
Oh,
Tron cries in offense.
I know you, a quiet, respectable academic with a tendency to do wild and extraordinary things when the fancy takes them. Yeah, that's basically
Also,
it.
I can't
That's-
believe Lucille just pulled the whole. When are you getting a girlfriend?
Yeah.
When are we gonna have grandkids? Just
I
like
had a
someone else I
girlfriend.
knew when she was younger.
Didn't you want to set off on a trip to John O'Groats with nothing but a fishing rod and a penknife, Mum?
Wow.
Wow, quite the wilderness.
Yeah, it turns out Lucille was quite the daredevil in her youth.
Adventurer.
That was 40 years ago, Herschel. It was a different world. Now I've brought you some of my cherry fruitcake for your trip.
Aww, she packed him his lunch. Don't forget your bento, dearie.
Thank you, Mum. That's very thoughtful of you. Oh, by the way, the people I drafted in to play my parents are my actual parents. Well, then I
That's
should get
cute.
going. Thank you for coming all the way out here to see me off. See, I'm not such a total dick, am I?
I know, right? You're good to your parents.
Not a
It was
total
nothing,
dick.
son. Anyway, enjoy your trip, and do give your old parents some news while you're away. Also, by all means, don't let us get kidnapped or taken hostage for any reason whatsoever.
Yes, send us a postcard now and again.
I mean, there's some things that are too dark even for this series. I promise. And I'll come by to see you when I get back from filming. I mean, from the expedition.
Oh, wait, I just remembered. I did get you grandkids, froze the cat at them.
Bye, guys.
Alright.
Ah, Professor, have you said your goodbyes?
It's not foreboding.
Goodbyes? What are you implying?
Why, for our voyage, of
But
course.
I'm somewhat puzzled.
Oh, go on.
How on earth did they find out about this journey?
Well, there is no great mystery there. It was I who contacted your parents.
What?
I'm sorry that I did it behind your back.
How
Yes,
the
I
fuck did
called.
you get their number?
Hold on.
Yes, I called your mother on you.
Do you mean to say that you know my parents, you
Go on, this is important.
Indeed. I owe a great debt to them. A long time before I became an archaeologist.
Foreshadowing!
As most such, I have followed your career with some interest.
Have
This is
you
why
now?
I knew to write to you when I needed a reliable partner.
We shall watch your career with great interest. I see. Well, thank you.
Professor Sycamore, did you collect my data without knowing?
No, thank you, Professor. I hope you don't feel as though I'm dragging you all into this without any say.
He sent Layton a spam email.
This is why you
Not
need
at all.
VPNs.
You've come this far and we intend to see it through to the end.
Remember, we also got that bit in Last Spectre where Layton's like, that's guy, I feel like I've seen him somewhere, but I can't quite place it.
Who knows? I'm glad to hear it. There is something I would like to show you. Here, look at this illustration.
Okay.
Egg.
A moldy pea?
A
Is that an
precursor
Azran
organ.
egg?
It is. This is how they are depicted in Donald Rutledge's Ancient Histories.
Was it a Donald Duck?
Rutledge supposed the eggs to be decorative, pretty ornaments. He never believed them to have any special power or meaning.
Be more like batteries.
I see. Then the Azran hid their true purpose well.
A wise move, though enshrined in the most hidden places, the Azran knew that the eggs would one day be found.
And they were, or at least one was, which means the others may also have been uncovered and passed from hand to hand.
So we might not even be in the original location anymore.
Exactly, which means locating them now won't be a simple endeavor. I hardly expect to stumble across them by chance. Imagine, we go to one of the secret locations, but then it turns out it's been moved.
I understand, Professor, but that is rather par for the course in our field, wouldn't you say?
Yes, archaeology is not for the impatient. Well then, let's get going, Professor to
All
Professor.
Very well, sir. Now, if you all be seated, we will be taking off shortly.
Do we need the procedure, like the emergency exit are here, here, and here?
Alright.
What an exciting time
And now-
back in London this is.
Alright, and now it's time
We're
to
gonna crash!
and now it's time to start Layton World Adventure.
Adventure, la la.
Well, that's a new. It's not. Well, that one doesn't go all over the world though. It's Sonic Unleashed that does that though.
Well, technically it goes beyond just the world page, so you go to a whole nother dimension in that one. So is it not a world adventure?
Now we are.
Estonius is really something. It's like a home away from home, and a flying one at that.
She should serve us well in the long journey to come. Now, let's enter the locations indicated in the Azran Dome into the system.
Are you going to teach us how to fly?
Where did you learn to fly?
As much as I'd like you to hold the reins, Luke, I merely wanted to introduce you to our state-of-the-art navigation system.
Also, this track sounds like something Yoko Shimomura would make for the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah. Now listen carefully. First, I'd like you to examine that monitor up there, above the flight controls. Choose a destination on the screen and Raymond will set the course.
Sounds simple.
If you ever find yourself some distance away, Please, don't hesitate to call him via the airship icon on the touchscreen. I'm confident you will find Raymond quite dependable. He has been an invaluable aid to me over the years.
Foreshadowing.
Can imagine that.
So we just need to touch a destination to set off. How convenient.
The touchscreen is the touchscreen is always so convenient in these games.
Oh, rest in peace, Nintendo's dual screen devices. You were such a great innovation, and I will miss you.
That's pretty much the same as how the London buses work.
So there you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Piloting an airship works just like driving a London bus.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Layton's Mystery Journey on the Switch does at least show that it can work well without the touch screen.
And yeah, New World Steam kind of will have to do it.
Again. When it came to Ace Attorney, I always liked that they added the dual screen because that kept the top screen from getting cluttered whenever you were searching for evidence.
The problem with that, Jova, is the fact that unfortunately, it does affect a potential low resolution, because some of these things that these emulators that we're not showing can do is to focus on just one screen at a time. The problem is that enlarging that showcases the fact that the resolution is not that high. So that causes a problem. Anyway, before ending the part to mention, yes, I checked, and in the Japanese version, the character is called Ronaldo, which would be legit with Leonard. But as Jova pointed out, it's not even a thing that passes from, say, how the character was called in Miracle Mask to Azran Legacy. No, for my country, for some reason, it's in the same game that his name is changed later on. And quite frankly, I don't understand why. It probably was something like a lack of quality control.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody was feeling cheeky and thought, hey, they do this, and they figured, oh, if somebody was paying attention, they'd correct
Normally,
that.
we try to be more professional.
Oh, so it's like so it's like whoever edited Alpha and Omega Free. Basically.
Yeah, but that's correction. All right then. So we start our journey throughout the world.
See you everybody for the next part where we start Layton World Adventure.
See ya.
See ya.